Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War campaign 17, week 10, day 5. So today, of course, final few days of the campaign, we mostly end up having ourselves the new faction event for Lyrasza's Lair. Obviously not a new faction, but a new troop for the faction. Kind of a little video going over some teams and everything earlier today. As far as the weapon, nothing really too special here. It's obviously already been out. It's really random, so not really worth doing. But it's another weapon to go and collect. But the main thing is the new troop to actually assist with the Pure Faction team. Normally you would use double the mana core, but now you can actually get away with using this instead to use a proper 4x team. So you can end up going something like this, for example, where you end up running him in first slot, ideally hoping that he does his attack gain, be able to utilize his enrage, score reduction, all that. You still use your mana core as your main way to get rid of stats from the enemy team, most notably their attack and or to silence them to make sure they can't cast. Then you have your Chaos Sound for resummon, which will eventually be your first slot as well when it inevitably dies, and Lyrasza to do normal Lyrasza things as well as her Madness Storm. And yeah, it's a bit of an improvement because now you can have a little bit more stats compared to before, especially if you can keep them alive all the way until then. You can get quite a bit of extra HP, but also a little bit of extra magic and stuff, so it's not a huge difference, but it should overall make the Pure Faction a little easier compared to before. But still a really luck-based faction that hasn't really changed, unfortunately. Anyways, let's actually start with the faction event. I think I'm just running, you know the team. Is there even any question as to what team I'm running right now? It is Stellarex with 3 Takashaka. And of course, we still have the thematic gems. I think we have these until like Sunday or something. Sunday, Monday. Obviously, the holiday's on this weekend, but sometimes they keep them around an extra day or two. Too bad we can't keep them. That's something I've always kind of wanted in the game. Like custom gems that you can keep at a given time. Like they could easily release like a St. Patrick's gem and then, you know, this exact gem. And then you can use that at a later point. Like, we need gems like this that we can change the cosmetic overlay of. I'm really surprised they haven't tried selling those yet or have unlocks for them yet. Because they do it all the time for holidays and stuff. It's just we don't have any way to reset them. Because then we could have a custom one for all 7 of them. I highly doubt there'd be any options for the, what's it called? For the power gems. Because that would just be way too many things. But they could easily do one for the 7 standard ones. All 6 of the colors and skulls. Just the normal skulls like these are. Because whenever a Doom Skull comes down, it's still the normal Doom Skull. They're almost like a power gem in that regard. Anyways, hello everyone, and happy weekend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me start from the top. Hello, Bill. Hello, Easy Breezy. Hello, yeah. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, hello, Logic Slayer, and hello, everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hope all's been well. Hello, Supernova. Oh, so did I buy it all into the thing? Yeah, I bought up to tier 3 dub because I need the troop. So all the sigils I have right now is up to our tier 3 then. Yo, War has been canceled again? Obviously. There was already a 100% chance it wasn't happening this Monday, pretty much. I think that's like the 5th time now it got delayed. I don't believe it's ever happening until we physically see it happening. And even then, I won't believe it. We can have an event in-game saying there's currently a guild war going on, and I still will not believe it. We're basically 3 months now with no guild war. Which, honestly, I haven't minded at all. There was always a lot of complaining way back in the day when it was every single week. Which basically meant every single day except Monday. And then even when it was like once a month, people still kind of wanted it to be less often. But now we finally got that. We haven't had one in 3 months now. I assume they're not going to do it again until they just like completely overhaul how Guild War works. Because it's likely not compatible with the new VP system. Yeah, there is a chance whenever Guild War comes back, it's not even going to be Guild War anymore. Like, they're still probably going to keep the mode and everything. But the way Guild War is currently played, or, you know, used to be played, compared to what it's going to be, is probably going to be drastically different. I know, I'll have to wait and see. At this point, I feel like next patch is the earliest we could possibly have next Guild War. I said that about the other patch, but if they're delaying it now already again after the patch, it must be the patch after the patch. Well, Guild War doesn't give that many gems unless you're in bracket 1. In which case it does give a pretty good chunk of gems. But if you're in anything but bracket 1, Guild War is basically nothing. And even in bracket 1, it's only a couple hundred to several hundred gems. Oh, this is the old layout. The old layout's actually horrifically bad compared to the new layout. Well, it's a lot simpler to understand room order-wise. It has 0 treasure rooms. Or at least 0 guaranteed treasure rooms. Yeah, you can get to the end really quickly. But not a single one of these is treasure room. It's so bad compared to the other layout. It's really easy to tell because how far it lets you go initially after your second fight will basically tell you if it is. The other one is just to click any of the 4 normally treasure rooms and see if they are a treasure room. And then you'll know immediately if you're in the new layout or not. Like, they both look pretty much the same, but the order and the rooms that you have are very different. With the new layout being substantially better. Yeah, when does the thing say next Guild War is? I highly doubt this is accurate. But when does it say next Guild War is? Is that it? I can't even see, it's so faded. 16 days, 6 hours? Or is that some other event? I'm pretty sure even then we're not getting it. That could easily just be some other event. I can't tell with how faded it is there. The glare of the light is in the way. Oh yeah, it is a different event? Okay. Yeah, so 7.8 is the earliest we would probably get Guild War at this point then. And at current rate, that's not till late April or early May. Hey, we got the new layout. Oh wait, does the new layout actually look slightly different? I just noticed the curvature on the thing is a little bit different as well. I didn't even notice that earlier. You can kind of tell from the shape that it's also the new layout. Though you can very easily tell by clicking either any of the treasure rooms that are normally it. You can also extremely tell if this is your layout. If after the first battle, the only one you have is this one, you're in the new layout, not the old one. But new layout's actually really good. You just do this one, you then do the only one that you have an option to. You then take all the high multiplier rooms, and then you take all the treasure rooms. It's somewhat similar to... oh gosh, what's that faction called? This faction is actually absurdly similar to City of Thieves normal layout. The main difference being, after the first room, you can't go to every room. You are forced to have to take the multipliers first, or at least some of the multipliers, at which case you might as well just take all of them. So it's a little bit worse than City of Thieves normal layout, but that's what's the most similar to. I keep trying to click Leprechaun as if it's still a thing. I think the main reason I've been doing that is every single PvP option we have this week we have to use Leprechaun for. Or not every single one, but 2 of the 3. So I keep clicking there being like, oh yeah, we gotta go use it. But nope, full mana on its own. I'll still never get over this team. I'm not even sure how you nerf this. Other than bringing Stellark's damage down a little. Like, how do you nerf Takshaka without completely changing what he fundamentally does? Because making his ability bad would not fix the issue. Nor should they do that. All its values coming from wildcard. I guess they could make a % chance wildcard, but I really hate mechanics like that. They have like a 50% chance to do something at start of turn or, you know, something similar. Because they're just so inconsistent. But then when you give them 100%, it's just too consistent. The exact inverse issue. How on earth did you not get full mana? Yeah, 50% chance to create a gem. There's been a lot of troops that have that. There's a lot of them that have it that shouldn't. And now they're starting to become troops that should have it that don't. Like Dakshaka. Even at 50%, that's still like 1.5 per turn. Which means on average you'll see at least 1 a turn, if not 2. Which is still pretty high. Though it would definitely make his usage rate tank like crazy. The main thing with Takshaka, though, is it itself is not broken. It's just the synergy troops that it can work with are. Because if you made a team with just 4 Takshaka, it would be pretty balanced. It'd still be really strong, but it'd be more balanced. The only thing I'm not a fan of with this layout that we have right now, you have to do 1 to treasure rooms before we can get to the middle treasure room. Which means if your middle treasure room is a higher multiplier, you have to take the other one first. Everything about this faction is basically trying to be City of Thieves, but worse. Like, it's trying so hard to be City of Thieves, but it's just slightly worse than it. It has the 2 guaranteed tier 5 rooms. It has 4 treasure rooms. But the way that you can go to all of them is a lot worse. But otherwise, it has all the... It has the same room total, basically. But then again, I keep forgetting. I guess it does have that going for it. City of Thieves technically only has 3 treasure rooms, not 4. I always keep forgetting that. I always keep thinking it's a 4 treasure room place, but it's actually a 3 treasure room place. Because this has basically every single thing that City of Thieves normal area has. With the exception of one more treasure room. Oh no, don't run away. What am I doing? It has the 2 tier 5s, it has 4 treasure rooms, and has that other, like, decent multiplier one. I think it's tier 4 in the middle. Wait, what room did it end up ultimately replacing then? Because those are all the rooms that City of Thieves has. Let me double check. What's the room difference? I need to see another deep delve with this one. Because you can't see it now since we've taken all the rooms. Hopefully you get it right here. No, that's normal layout. You can tell based on the shape. Also by him not being it. Yeah, these layouts look pretty similar, but you can actually tell from the shapes. But yeah, this is a normal one. You can also tell by just clicking on any treasure room and seeing if it's not one. It'll automatically make the bad layout. Yeah, Stellarix is really, really, really broken. Honestly, I do enjoy using it a ton, though. Like, I prefer this over, like, Dust Devil spam or something. Not that I hate Dust Devil team, but I find this more fun than using Dust Devil. Because something can actually happen and you have to think per turn normally. Whereas Dust Devil, you just click button over and over again. And it's like 100% consistent. Unless there's a gnome. In which case it gets stalled really awkwardly for several seconds. But this does have a little bit of adaptability. In that if you don't get like your initial thing or even your second one, you'll need to go and actually go get your mana. There's Dust Devil, you just click to auto win. So hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. You love using Stellarix? You've had it for 3 weeks now? Nice, yeah. It's great when you initially get it. It's just so much more power compared to before. Even compared to Diamantina. That's one thing I kind of hate about it, too. Like, what's the point of Diamantina now? Like, they buff Stellarix so much, there's not a use case for Diamantina now. Which is kind of funny, because there's actually still a use case for the Gem Dragons. But not for Diamantina herself. Like, in the current state of the game, the Gem Dragons that you need to craft Stellarix, to craft Diamantina, have more of a use case than Diamantina. Like, the thing you actually get all the way at the end. Because there are still situations where you'd run them for their final trait, as well as their Color Storm. Whereas there isn't a situation you would do the same for Diamantina's ability. Alright, did we get the new layout? Yes, we did. Okay, I want to check something here. What is the difference between this and City of Thieves? Because this one has 4 treasure rooms, guaranteed. 2 tier 5s guaranteed, and a tier 4 guaranteed. What does City of Thieves have that makes it worse? What am I looking for? I'm looking for Underworld. Because I could have sworn this place only had 3 treasure rooms. Because there's a treasure room here. Here. Oh, it is 2 tier 4s. Ah, okay. But yeah, City of Thieves is 2 tier 5s, 2 tier 4s, and 3 guaranteed treasure rooms that are all one-off. What this new Deep Delve variant has is technically better, but you can't get to the multipliers as quick. It has basically the same thing, but instead of 2 tier 4s, it has 1 tier 4, and the other tier 4 is just a random treasure room. I'm not Underspire. Oh wait, did we do Underspire yesterday? Yeah, we did. Otherwise, we'd have a really weird number there. I'm gonna buy up my torches in case I somehow forget to do them today. Though then again, I'm not gonna need too many. Let me not buy too heavily yet. We're almost in the final section already. It's only Friday. Wow, we made really good progress. But we still need to go for all the dead end rooms. But anyways, we'll do that later. Alright, let's keep continuing with the faction, I guess. For now. As soon as we hit 100, we'll go ahead at the first code. 2 more floors. But yeah, this is basically City of Thieves layout, but you can't get to the multipliers as quick. But it makes up for it by having one higher treasure room in place of one to tier 4s. What's the latest on Guild Wars? Did they finally decide to scrap it along with Arena weekends? No, I think we're still going to get it at some point. But it's been delayed for the 1,000th time. I think it's like the 5th or 6th delay now. But we kind of already knew that. Even before they actually did. Was Guild War delayed again? Oh, so hello, Lester, and yes. You vote for scrapping Guild War? I don't think they're going to scrap it, but I do believe it's going to be unrecognizable compared to what it was. Like, they're literally going to press delete and just, like, recode the entire Guild War, I'm pretty sure, or something. If I had to guess. They're just going to scrap the entire old system and just build some new system there. If I had to guess what would happen to it. I also feel like they would add 6 more Guild War troops to it, too. Because they've done that for quite a few 6s in the game. And that's actually one of the few 6s they haven't added another 6 to. They've done it to quite a few of the older ones. But one of the few older things that came in 6s that hasn't gotten a second set of 6 is the Guild War troops. Guild War Mythic troops? No, I don't think they would add Mythics to it. It'd be pretty similar to what the other ones were, but probably actually usable. I feel like they would give them a gem creation mechanic. I almost feel like they're going to be like, you know those polearm weapons we've been getting for Hero? I feel like they'll be like that, but slightly different. Like they'll create X number of gems based on how many of a color are on your team. And then have some kind of different effects that's different than what the Journey troops do or what the polearms do. Because the whole purpose of the Guild War troops were to try to use them with pure color teams. But they were so weak that they were never really done for that. They were still used occasionally, but they weren't really used in Guild War. And I feel like whatever set they do next, if they do another set, they're going to be geared a lot more towards actually being used in Guild War. Where it's not required to use them, but it'll definitely be enticing to do so. Unlike previously where you would never do it under pretty much any circumstance. Because their only real gimmick that they had was they had a Storm on cast with no extra turn potential. While giving +5 to all stats to a certain color. Which even when it came out wasn't even that much. And these days is like 0 stats. Being 5 to everything. With, of course, magic being the most useful one. And even that's not too much. We're getting 2 magic within the next 2 weeks. Between Karkaroff and Darkstone. Darkstone next week, Karkaroff the other. But people were mentioning earlier that we might still be missing a weapon for Karkaroff. I'm not sure what the exact weapon count comes out to. But we're definitely at least guarantee getting Darkstone and extra magic next week. Another one for the pile. Oh, that was a major miss. That's not ideal. You want to play Guild War with PvP buffs active? Yeah, that's something I'm curious would happen or not. Whatever new system they're doing or whatever. Because so far, those buffs work everywhere where you do PvP. Minus Arena. So I wonder if they actually could affect Guild War. Because Guild War is PvP. in a very direct sense with how it was scored earlier and everything. That would seem kind of broken if you could just multi-buff like that for Guild War, though. Like, it'll make fights trivial. Which I guess would fix the difficulty that Guild War has. But it would lead to some pretty extreme unbalance. Now, let's go hand out the code. I said when we hit floor 100, and that is floor 100. And of course, we're not going for pure faction or anything this week, though I am going for, oh, what would you call it? We are going for, gosh, words. All rewards. But of course, we're not doing 500 pure faction as we've already done it before. And it's one of the more annoying ones. Though I do advise doing it if you haven't done it yet. I would say he's like the top 3 hardest pure faction in the game. These days it's not as bad because of extra stats, and now we just literally today got a new troop that makes it a little bit easier as well. But I would still place it as one of the 3 hardest. There's just a lot of luck factors that are beyond your control. That if they keep doing what you don't want them to do, can cause you to lose a fight. Extra stats just makes it so they can make more mistakes. The lower your stats, the less mistakes they can make. Oh, did I not post the code? I clicked copy paste and then proceeded to not put it into chat. Let me know if that's the right code. It should be. That I accidentally posted yesterday's code over top my other code, and now I don't have it. If I click undo enough times, it'll probably show up. I know if that one works, it should. You're going for Pure Faction 500. Any tips? Keep spamming Mana Core until they can't do anything. He has an attack steal, a silence, and a mana drain. Keep spamming on first slot to both get its attack to 0 while also making sure it doesn't cast. Alright, code is good? Okay. I'll have another one in a little bit. But as soon as we run out of sigils here, we'll go clear out all the dailies, probably do a little bit of faction, and then say hi to PvP. I think I'm still like 10,000 off from leaderboard. I'm not sure what color we had today. I didn't bother checking it. Ideally, either tomorrow or Sunday, I want to go power grind whatever we still need. But I need 1 to 2 good colors like purple or green. We can do it on a few of the others, but purple or green would be the most ideal ones. With purple probably being the absolute optimal one. The green's still pretty solid. Oh, we didn't get any colors today? Okay, we'll just do bare minimum then. Okay, I think I'm like 10,000 points down unless they went like towering up in score. I kind of want to go check right now. Where are we? PvP. No buff. How many are we at? Oh, I need to run a double buff tomorrow too. So yeah, hopefully it's tomorrow. Because I'm actually going to be forced to have to run a double tomorrow. Otherwise we're going to have too many sigils. So tomorrow we actually have to. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'm only 10,000 down. That's about where it was before. Perfect. Still a little bit of a gap, but 10,000 is like less than an hour if we have an optimal location. So that's not bad at all. Plus we're still going to be getting some more points today, obviously. Alright, let's go clear this out. We'll keep going until we have no sigils left. Might as well. And then let's chip it down the rest of the weekend. Hello, Eric! Welcome, welcome! You got Stellarix today? Nice! Huge congrats. Welcome to the Stellarix Club. It is pretty much the strongest troop in the game right now. There are still other use cases where you would use Iron Gut, Zolgov, Catheric, stuff like that. You know, some scroll spam teams. Obviously restrictions where you can't use them. Which is not that many, but there are. They are out there. Like under Spire this week, for example. You can't run them. But otherwise, he is so good. When he's applicable for a mode. Do I have any good teams for him? Yes, this. And if you don't have this, put a wand there. And get like Leprechaun. And like one other mana accumulator. Like, basically just build, like, Thrall Leprechaun into him or any other similar build. But if you have the Takshaka, just spam a ton of Takshakas with him. It's better than Leprechaun ever was. Which is still kind of sad to see. I missed the reign of Leprechaun. Yeah, he is very broken right now. He's probably the biggest power creep the game has ever had that hasn't gotten nerfed. Anytime we've ever had anything this overpowered compared to everything else, it got nerfed after at least a couple months, if not sooner. Well, we'll see what happens with Stellaryx. There's been a couple instances like this, like goblins being able to infinitely stack extra turns, or Great Maul be able to 4 times kill with just one single skull spam. Like all you had to do was cast 1 Bone Dragon and it could kill the entire enemy team simultaneously. What else was like so broken beyond belief at one time? I think what else? Sunbird and Rowan meta in like the really early days when they came out wasn't too bad. I wouldn't say it was like crippling to every other team, but they were used so much that you barely used anything else. Diamantina for some amount of time was kind of like that too, because it was a huge power creep over Phoenicia. Maybe not huge, but you know, enough to invalidate it. I think what other big power creep we've ever had in the past. Because we don't have any of them now, any of the old ones that used to exist, because they all got nerfed into the ground. Oh, Skeleton Key meta was a fun one. They nerfed that back in like 2020 or something. They also nerfed Life and Death around that time and had literally no effect. They increased Life and Death by 3 mana costs, and it did not stop anyone from using it at all. If anything, I think its usage rate almost went up when it got a 3 higher mana cost. Which might be one of the few times when something definitively got nerfed, but actually went up in usage. It might actually be the only time in the game's history where that has happened with Life and Death. Because I can't think of any other situation where something got nerfed and its usage rate actually went up after the nerf. But it sure felt that way with Life and Death. Yeah, Doom Skulls when it first launched was really broken. Mostly because it was creating like the same amount of skulls that a normal storm would. And obviously that's kind of broken if you're doing that for a Doom Storm specifically. Then you get mana accumulation from all those skulls. But yeah, I don't think any mega broken troop has ever been nerfed more than Great Maul. Great Maul used to have a 15% chance. And if you multi-took skulls, it would have like a 50-something% chance to devour the entire enemy team with 1 cast of a skull spam. And then that 15% chance was nerfed to 10%. Then that 10% was nerfed to 5, and was nerfed so hard that they removed the trait from Great Maul, so it didn't have a Devour ability and a Devour trait, and moved it onto Krog the Dread. That's why Krog the Dread has a 5% Devour. I think it's the first time and only time they've ever moved a trait, because it was too broken on a troop. But they also nerfed it from multi-triggering. Like the 5% that Krog the Dread has cannot 4 times kill anymore. You can only get 1 kill at a time with it. Whereas before, there was no cap on how many times you could trigger it from a clump. And you would often double or triple, even quad kill. Would I say Stellaryx is the strongest card to ever exist in Gems of War's history? That's hard to say. Given that it covers 6 colors, probably yes. Though I would say Bone Dragon Great Maul at its peak was probably a little stronger. Though it got mana a lot slower, though. So yeah, this technically, yeah, I guess this would be the strongest troop to ever exist in the history of the game. Because the problem with Great Maul Bone Dragon was it getting in the initial mana. Because back when that was meta, I don't think Leprechaun existed yet. And even if it did, that's a lot of brown mana you have to get. Because your Great Maul would have to block the brown on your Bone Dragon. Meaning you would have to get 15 mana for Bone Dragon using only purple. Which even with Leprechaun is not that easy to do. Plus, I think that was before Leprechaun even existed. Hello, Rob. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, Bloodhammer when he first came out was really funny. It was definitely the strongest storm to ever exist in the game. Hands down. Doomstorm pre-nerf. And pre-nerf. Because I think it got nerfed like twice, if not 3 times. They kept adjusting it downwards over and over again. But yeah, day 1 Doomstorm, which lasted for I think a couple weeks, was really, really funny. Like, you would get a chain sometimes of like 10 skulls just falling from the sky. And by 10, I mean getting a pair of skulls, then another pair, then another pair, then another pair, then another one, and another. It was really funny. Where's the non-treasure room? I'm confused. Oh, you're in the non-treasure room. They should have left him alone. Honestly, in the current state of the game, if they would have left it at 1 nerf Doomstorm, it would have been fine. But I believe they nerfed it at least twice, if not 3 times. And that kind of nerfed it a little bit too much to really be that viable. I think after the first nerf in the current state of the game, it would have been fine. Because I think what happened with it initially is it was creating as many gems as a normal storm, which is substantially more than how much Skull Storm even creates. Then the nerf after that is they made it the same as Skull Storm, and then that was still creating too many. And then they nerfed it to a degree that's even less than what Skull Storm does. So originally it was doing it like a standard color storm, which is way more than what Skull Storm normally does, and is just way too many. Then they nerfed it to what Skull Storm was, and then that was still too many. And then they nerfed it to whatever the rate is now, which I have no clue. That's way less than both. Plus, you have to keep in mind Skulls come to the board less often, just naturally anyways. On top of the storm being double nerfed. Because the big issue with Doomstorm now is because they made it worse than Skullstorm. Skullstorm is actually stronger than Doomstorm in the current state of the game. Even though Doomstorm is a better skull. I believe Uber Doomstorm has the same issue. You get so many less from it that it's actually more efficient to run Skullstorm. It's one of the reasons why a lot of the quickest teams in the game, they used to run Explore 12 with Zolgoth's Skull Spam. They actually ran Skyla. Skyla, if not mistaken, creates Skullstorm upon killing an enemy, which obviously you will do when you get a Zolgoth kill. And this was done because skulls are more common off of Skullstorm than they are off of Doomstorm or Uber Doomstorm. So the chance of you landing extra turn on Skull is way higher with normal Skullstorm. This is probably the final floor unless we get a Valraven magically here. Until tomorrow, but we're already more than halfway there, so we're good to go. And of course, we get a few more tomorrow, a few more Sunday. That should be enough to cover it. Get at least one more Valraven in there. That's like, what, 8 more fights, maybe 10. And we only have to make it to like 2:30. Oh, that means I do actually have to get 2 Val Ravens then. Between the end of this weekend. Hopefully we do. I'm pretty sure it always gives you enough, as long as you don't miss any. If you buy tier 3. I don't think you can get Val Raven lucked out of getting it. We'll just always land it eventually. That's assuming you take every room, though, of course. These Val Ravens are in Underworld and during faction events like this. They're based on the number of battles you do, not the number of floors you go through. So you always have to make sure you do every room to maximize Val Raven rate. As each room moves you closer. Hey, there we go. How fast is this team? Absurdly fast. I guess it varies depending on how quickly you quick, but I want to say it's like 3 to 4 wins a minute. It really depends what content you're doing and everything. That is absurdly quick. Obviously, it's not as quick as like Quick Kill Dust Devil, but obviously this could be used literally anywheres, whereas Dust Devil is very limited where it could be ran in. Oh, top 3? Why do I feel like it's 4? Alright, we're gonna play Guess the Door. 4 edition. And we'll hand out extra code if we get it. It's time for Mega Guess the Door. Mega! Yes. That's... Door. Door is, I guess, the door. Oh, well, they both work. But yeah, we got a 3rd option this time. I'm pretty sure I'm still going for 3, though. But we'll give it the option for Mega Guess the Door. We got 4 this time. Alright, let me go do these 2. And then we'll go click 3. But I'll hand out a code if 3 is it, and if the poll is right. So you have 2 different options. And if 3 wins, I'll just re-poll, I guess. We'll do it between 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're definitely taking 3 regardless. I guess I should have just done 4, 5, and 6. Because, whatever the poll is the one we'll click after 3. Because obviously that could be the treasure room, or whatever you call it. The boon room, whatever the thing is called that gives you an extra benefit. Which would still give us a reroll, essentially. And if it's trap, we lose. But it's basically 50-50 that it's going to be either something good or something bad. Alright, let's see. 50-50. No! Okay, which one would it have been? The poll currently says 6. Is 6 correct? Oh, 6 would have been safe, but it wasn't correct. Alright, everyone in chat right now. 4 or 5, go. Which one do you think it is? We already lost at this point, though. I guess both 3 and the highest poll was wrong. Yeah, 4 or 5, which one? Obviously, it doesn't matter at all at this point. I'm seeing a lot of 5s. That's a lot of 5. Now, what do we have in 5? No! Literally the dead last for... Oh gosh, we got web. Oh no. Oh wait, I actually have to go cleanse. I can't do anything with Stellarix while it's webbed. It does almost 0 damage. There's one big thing actually holding Stellarix back. You can offset that by having Wand or something on your team. Of course, you can also offset it by having Orpheus on your medals. But he's actually really bad when webbed. He still has all his mana accumulation, but he deals 6 damage to all enemies, which is pretty much 0. Oh, we got no mana there. Alright, there we go. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. Alright, what's in our mail right now? That is not where I wanted to click. Oh, it's the redeem code. That makes sense. And we'll have another one in a little bit. Hey, I gotta use up one of my XP boosters. I guess we'll do that when we do PvP. Actually, you know what? I should do it while we're doing the Volkies. Because we're gonna win the Volkies way quicker than we're gonna win PvP. Underspire? Honestly, I feel like stalling Underspire till tomorrow. And just go for PvP and Volkies tonight. And then just have a nice little Underspire grind tomorrow. I think we'll do it that way. I only bought to tier 1 today, because I don't think we're going to need to do that further than that for the next few days. I guess we'll see based on how far we are tomorrow. But anyways. Let's go to PvP. Yeah, we have Monster and War Gear. Neither of those are worth doing. So I guess we're just camping purple. Where's our extra magic gain? Oh, wait, if I'm doing purple, give me the big magic one. Where is it? I forget where it's located. But there's one that gives you +1 magic per purple ally. If I could figure out where it is. I found attack, I found life. Where's magic? No. No. You want magic for each purple ally. Yeah, give me that one. Would I have to run for this? Wait, what team restriction is this? Brown? Brown. How do we want to run this? What is this? Angry mob into... Oh, wait. We have Bork, too. We can do Bork. Mech. Wand. Into, Stellarix. That's not what I wanted. Wand. Stellarix. Somewhere's in all this mess. And I always need one other thing. I don't think we have good empower, unfortunately. I can empower red to blue. Or blue to purple. I don't really care about either of those. I guess Soothsayer, go. Not the greatest, but we don't have too many options. Just give me a double brown. I don't want to have to deal with a minus banner. So now we have triple brown. Let's run with this. It should be good enough. It's kind of weird that we have to use a pure brown team to get extra magic, but sure, let's roll with it. Double Stellarix? A lot of times, I personally don't feel like it's worth running double Stellarix, especially when you can just run a Diamantina there. Well, I haven't bothered getting a second, even though we have multiple Diamantinas. He normally just benefits from more support over a second copy of them. He does have that little bit of extra skills, I guess. But it doesn't scale that much more with one. You just get one more per thing. Ooh, a pure miss. I don't passively get mana. What is this? Let's see. Feels weird not automatically gaining full mana every turn. I'm so not used to it now. It's weird when every troop on the team doesn't instantly become empowered per turn. The sad part is, wasn't there a troop that has like a 50% chance, or even less than that, to start your entire team with enchant? Yet they give a 100% chance to instantly empower your whole team instead. But enchanting your whole team is too strong. I should really rebalance stuff like that. That was one thing that was really disappointing about that troop. I can't remember what troop it was. But there's some troop that has like a really decent chance. I think it's only 15. Oh, it wasn't it the star one? The Fountain of Stars. I'm pretty sure it was Fountain of Stars. Where it has like an absurdly low chance to enchant your entire team at start of battle. I think it's like 15% chance. When it should be 100%. Yeah, they add something like Stellar or Takashaka that can just like full empower your whole team. The 4 times enchant is too broken for some reason. But yeah, that was really disappointing. I was really hoping that would actually be usable. Because that would have been such a fun mechanic at the time. It still would be. Especially for enchant boost ratio teams. But I'm pretty sure it's 15% or something absurdly bad. I'll check it after this fight. Why don't I put Stellarix in Head of Wand? Mostly just for safety precautions here. I normally do on most teams. But I guess I don't really need to since I'm running Dispel Hero. Oops, also I'm just clicking as if that was Stellarix. Wrong button. Oh no, the Fountain's the one that blesses. Wait, which one's the one that enchants then? I could have sworn there was one that has a % chance to enchant all allies per turn. Or was I thinking of the bless mechanic? I just sworn there was one for enchant. Its % was so low that it was never used. I had to completely re-kill this fight, but there we go. And dead. Alright, we got our extra 20 magic. Let's go utilize it. So I'm mostly just going for the 3 Valhawks. I'm not going to do the whole grind right now because we don't get double today. And we're about 10,000 down from where we need to be. But I'm going to try to do that grind tomorrow night, I think. Oh, maybe we should go do those other battles tonight then. I'm not sure. I might just save it for tomorrow night and just stream a little bit longer tomorrow night. Because we're going to anyways. I think we're not running any Vault Keys tomorrow night and then just running the other 2 things. Like a ton of Underspire and a ton of PvP. Because I want to secure a top 3 by the end of tomorrow night's stream, since we'll have double buff. Because we're actually going to be forced to have to go double buff tomorrow night. As we're going to have 16 sigils. If I don't. So we've been pretty overall unlucky on Valhawks. I think there's only been 2 days since they have existed. Though in all fairness, it's only been like a week. A little over a week. But there's only been 2 days out of, what, 9? Where we have gotten it under 15. Every other time, it has been generally like almost 30 plus. Something absurd. But I'm pretty sure out of the 9 or 10 times we've done it so far, only 2 have been under 15. Because there are a 20% chance, which means on average it's 15. Which means if we get really lucky, it'll be under 15. But we've been over it almost every single time. Like right now we're at like, what, 4 fights with 0? Because those other battles we were doing don't count towards it. Okay, we're exactly on drop rate right now. Guess we can't complain yet. We'll see how the rest goes though. Guess we are exactly at drop rate. 5th battle, get a Valhawk. So we technically don't have to take the high VP ones. Any battle counts. Well, you know, any PvP battle. Yeah, I really hope we have either purple or green tomorrow. I guess the other color we could work with, though it's nowhere near as good as purple or green. But we'd kind of be forced to have to do it. And it should be battle number 8. Because we have to double buff tomorrow, unless we want to waste the mark thingies, whatever they're called. The mono tokens. It still feels really weird playing without Takshaka after getting so used to him. Because I keep wondering every single turn why we're not at full mana. As if we're like enchanted or have him on our team. Like I look at the start of a turn and notice my numbers don't move up. And it's just very strange to see. Oh wow, we're exactly at drop rate. This is battle number 10. Oh, that'd be funny if we get the next one on 15. Because we just did 5 battles, got 1, 5 battles, got 1. If it does it again, that would be exact perfect drop rate Valhawks. Which would be really, really funny. Kinda hope it does happen. Come on, Valhawk and 5 more fights, go. Or earlier. Earlier is also nice. Though exactly 5 would be really funny. As that would truly be on drop rate for the 1 and 5. And that was 1, 4 more. Number 2. Oh, he's not dead yet. Number 2. On our 3rd. I really want to see it. There's nowhere we're going to get that lucky, though. It'd have to be the fight after this fight. Oh no, we got lucky for once! Oh, you were supposed to come next battle. Well, at least it proved me wrong. We got another one below 15. That is, I believe, our 3rd time now. Or we got all 3 before 15. Or at 15. That was at 14 if I counted right. Alright, there we go. Alright, all that's done, all that's done. I want to go use my EXP boosters on Vault Keys. We're at 10 sigils exactly on the dot, which means I have to go use them tomorrow. 2 different sets. Yeah, we'll need to get like 10,000 points tomorrow unless they go up even more. Alright, perfect. Alright, so there's 1 or 2 more things we need to go do. I think we'll just do Vault Keys for the rest. We technically have Underspire, but I think I'm just going to do a lot of Underspire tomorrow night then. And tomorrow night will just be a really heavy PvP and Underspire grind. But, with no Vault Keys. So with that being said, let's go open a ton of Vault Keys now. We'll open Vault Keys for 15 minutes straight. And just see how much we can get in that time. So we'll activate this. And now we just do however many we can do in 15 minutes. Go. We also get to see how many times we can win in 15 minutes, which this will also be testing. So let's see what number we can get up to. Like, someone was just asking that, like how many we can win. Or like how quick does this win. Well, this will be the true test. How many Vault Keys do we use in 15 minutes? Then just times that number by 4. And that's about how many times you can win per minute, assuming you can one-shot your fight, which is obviously not every fight. But assuming the team can one-shot whatever it's fighting. Though we will be slowed down occasionally when looking at the loot, but it still should be pretty accurate. Oh yeah, I didn't set up a timer. I was just looking at my own clock as well. At the 19-minute mark. Because oddly enough, it just turned the minute, like, literally as we started, so it works out perfectly. I forgot to put up a timer. No worries, I'm keeping track of the time. I just don't have the timer app thing open. Oh no. Well, that's actually really bad. Gotta really hope he doesn't ever cast. Because he can actually block out our mana. I haven't used the timer in a while. So if you like timer, get ready for next weekend. Because we are going to be using 1 billion timers. Because it's Vault Weekend. And it's really important to get exactly 15 minutes on those. We'll have non-stop timers next weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's actually exactly a week from today is next Vault Weekend. Unless they change it, but as it currently stands, it looks like it's a week from today. Ooh, Lesser Orb of Glory, nice. I think I'm at the point where I need to start using them on legendaries, even though I haven't maxed out all the mythics yet. I'm waiting until next month to do it. We're going to be doing it on the anniversary of the channel. I think we're just going to go crazy with a ton of resources. We're going to have an entire stream dedicated, I'm pretty sure, to nothing but just boosting all of our troops. Like, the whole stream will be nothing but it's just upgrading stuff. That or we're going to have one big long day stream where we're doing a ton of different things. I'm not sure yet. Because that's somewhat been tradition to do variety streams on our anniversary day. Though a lot of time we just end up playing Gems of War. As would be expected. Let's see, I'll take that one down. Hello, Jonian. Welcome, welcome. You're torn between running the gaps or just farming them. Well, doing a combination of both is always good. Utilize some amount of the extra keys that you'll get from pity. Like every event, you should always throw down at least like 5 Paloozas or so. Just to cash in on those really good pity rates. Because they have quite a bit of diminishing return if you use a ton on a given week. Compared to spreading it out over multiple events. Doesn't make up that many extra keys, but you know, they add up. If you get like 10 extra vault keys for using the same amount of Paloozas. Because you get more loot from using 20 Paloozas on one event and 20 Paloozas on another event than you do from using like 10 Paloozas on one and 30 on the other. It's not that big of a difference, but you do get slightly more loot if you distribute them evenly. In our case, we tend to run like about 13 or so every single Palooza event. But if I was to do something like run 5 on one and then like 20 something on the other, you would actually get less loot than if we did 13-13. If compared to doing like 6-20. It's not that big a difference, but we're talking like a dozen or so vault key difference. Maybe we just otherwise get for free. For something you're already going to be doing anyways. I said hello, Mark. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Yeah, our stream time's still a little bit different for anyone in different time zones. Right now is almost our starting time from before. So tomorrow night we should be going quite a bit longer. Assuming we have a good PvP location. There's a chance we get awful ones. So even if we do... Oh, we got a Vulcan or Vulky. I gotta remember that, actually. Because I'm actually keeping track of how many fights we're doing here. So I have to subtract an extra 1 from whatever our number is. To account for the vault key we just got. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be streaming quite a bit longer if we get a good PvP option. If they're all horrible, it'll probably be normal amount of stream time. Or a little bit longer, we'll see. I could still power grind even without an empowered area. Which just obviously isn't as good to do. Oh, we just got Valhawk. We got it. I kind of mashed through it a little. But yeah, that was Valhawk. We finally got it. Let's go hand out an extra code. We got the Valhawk. So I have 2 more codes to stream. One more right now if I can click it while going through loading screens, and another one a little bit later. Yeah, there's the Valhawk finally. That's one of the whole reasons we're even opening these. And I want to have 0 before next Vault event next weekend. But also one of our main objectives is try to get Valhawk, and we did. Right, here you guys go. In a second. That's a really nice pickup. We now have every troop in the game, minus the impossible to get underspire ones. I'm still not sure if anyone in the entire game even has all 6 of them. There's probably someone who's gotten really lucky that does, but gosh, are they annoying to get. There you go. And we'll have another code in a little bit. Yeah, I finally got him. We'll go upgrade him and everything. Not like it matters, but might as well. I want to finish out this 15 minutes first, which we have 8 more of. As soon as it hits the 9-minute mark of the hour. I should say the 19-minute mark. Oh, I just mashed all the way out, though that kind of works. We also get to see that we have 6.5 minutes left. Go back! We accidentally mashed out into a tribute. This menu does that sometimes. I'm not sure why. Well, it also... Well, that's one way. If you accidentally mash-click the leave button. That'll do it. But you can also mash-click out of it without clicking the leave button. So clicking the leave button will definitely get you out of it. Actually, I wonder if that's what's actually happened in the past then. Maybe that's what has caused some of the leaves in the past. The mouse just shifts slightly too far to the left and then it hits the leave button. Yeah, current rate, it looks like we're only getting like, what, 3 a minute? Because we're about to be 10 in. Oh, I got a -2 from whatever our number is. So we're at 40 right now. $40 in 10 minutes. Times that by 6. I did it again. 40 times 6. What does that come out to? Math. 24. Yeah, it's exactly 3 a minute. No, that'd be 4 a minute. Wait. It'd be 240 divided by 60. So we're running at 4 a minute right now. Which is about what Rowan does, actually. Like Rowan Leprechaun. We're running at basically the exact rate of Rowan Leprechaun. Except our damage range is substantially better. And if we can't kill in one hit, we basically get a free turn into another hit a lot of times. But it's basically running standard Rowan team speed, just with a way bigger kill range. Though, unfortunately, this team does not have the flexibility of using Hero. You can, like, put a wand behind Stellarix, but you get one less gem spawn per turn. So you can, but it does slow it down slightly. Whereas Rowan build doesn't really get slowed down by using a different hero. Slightly in the sense that you don't have like Green Storm or 50% mana start, but not that much. Like this team's definitely slowed down a lot more by using hero compared to Rowan team using random hero. Though in both cases, it's not going to make or break the team. They both function with hero on it as a random hero class, if you need to level any. I'm pretty sure anyone who does have this team, like this full team, probably has almost all the hero classes maxed, if not already, though. But if you don't, yeah, it would be a pretty quick way to do them. Stellarix, Heroes, any hero class using Wand with double Takshaka. Slightly slower, but same premise. It's still very quick. But as soon as we finish this, we'll go hand out the third code and go upgrade our Valhawk. Now that we finally got him. But oddly enough, not counting the Valhawk, we have gotten absolute trash tonight. Ignoring the fact that we got the thing we've been looking for. But ignoring that, we haven't actually gotten any good drops, unfortunately. As far as like the really, really good ones. Because the other night, we got a silver, we got a gold, got like a whole set of them. I haven't seen a major pet orb in a while. The elusive 1%. Because we still need quite a few more of them to max out all pets. I have a third Volky. I got a -3 from whatever our number is. What's with all the Volkies? Getting really unlucky on something we really don't need to be getting lucky on. Another orb of disappointment. Alright, 2 minutes left. See if we can get there. We use the Cedric. We're coming up to the 60 battle mark. We're definitely going to pass it, especially because of the +3. We only have to do 2 more. Which means, yeah, this team is slightly quicker than for a minute then. But that assumes you're doing a one-shot battle, of course. It's obviously slower if we're doing like a PvP where we have to double cast. This in the next fight, probably the last 2 we can squeeze in. Pretty much as soon as the minute turns over. Yep, I think that was it. We'll count this one just because we left the menu multiple times. That's pretty much right where we started. And our timer should be gone right here. And there it is. Okay. So how many did we do? I got a -3 from whatever this number is. Because that's how many Volt keys we got. Alright, so we did 36 into 100. We did 64. And 64 times 4. Alright, so yeah. We basically did, which we already knew. We're doing slightly more than 4 a minute. So yeah, the data we had at 10 minutes is the same data we have at 15. It is ever so slightly quicker than 4 a minute. Assuming you can one-shot your enemy team, which makes sense because that's the same speed that Rowain Quick Kill generally kills at. So that checks out. The only difference is this guy's damage range is way wider, and you can use it on things that Rowain can't kill. For example, Rowain does not have the damage to one-shot Volkies. At least in the current state of game. Maybe it will eventually, but as of currently, it can't. But yeah, it's very comparable to the speed of Rowain Quick Kill, which is rather interesting. The biggest difference, though, is its damage range is way bigger. And in any kind of battle where you have to cast more than once is obviously stronger than Rowain. Anyways, there we go. Alright, one last thing. Let me go hand out code. And let's go and upgrade the Valhawk. So, of course, during all that, we did finally get the Valhawk. This is one of the reasons we're opening our Vault keys, other than trying to have 0 but 4 next Vault weekend, which is next week, week from today. But, of course, Valhawk came into the game on Tuesday. It was supposed to come on Monday, but they weren't in the office, so they weren't able to add it. But, yeah, this came in on Tuesday. Technically, it came out in the most recent patch, but then they were going to add it on Monday, but they weren't in the office then, so they added it on Tuesday. So it's been in the game since, you know, like 4 days ago. It's also the 1,400th troop in the game, oddly enough. Does it do anything relevant? Probably not. Destroy a random column, and there's a 30% chance it runs away. Has skull dodge. So similar to all of them, it is useless, but we are still going to max it nonetheless. Wait, is this in common? That means I'm going to have to use Big Orb on it. I could bring out the Big Blue. Haven't used one of those in a while. I'll just level up normally. And there we go. We got ourselves a maxed off out Valhawk in a Vault Kingdom that doesn't matter because there is no Vault Kingdom. There we go. There's no point in upgrading. It's completely pointless. But there we go. The Valhawk has been maxed. As well as obtained, which means the only thing we're missing now, of course, are the impossible to get under Spire troops, which we'll be trying for tomorrow, because I'm just going to stack all my battles for tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully we can get lucky and finally get our 3rd, because we're not even halfway done. Even when we're halfway done, we're not even halfway done, because we can still get duplicates. So we still got a ways to go. Honestly, this could be like a 2-year grind. I wish they would do something to adjust that slightly, because that's actually kind of insane compared to the average grind in this game. That we're just really on the unlucky side, I don't know. But I feel like we're pretty on par with what most people are experienced with these 6 troops are. Pretty sure we're pretty on par. But hopefully we'll get more soon. But I do not expect to finish them this year. 100% chance we do not finish them by the end of this year. I'd be exceedingly doubtful unless they tweak how they work. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Oh, wait, I didn't do a daily adventure board. Oh, I almost didn't do a verse 3. Okay, let me go grab these real quick. If anyone throws any last-minute question. Otherwise, we'll call it for now. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, hour prior to now tomorrow. Or sorry, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. And tomorrow night, we'll be maybe focusing PvP if we get a good layout. Ideally green or purple. Because I'm going to have double buff that I have to use tomorrow, so hopefully we have a good layout to actually use it on. Because you have to use double buff regardless. So hopefully we have something good to actually use it on. And we'll also run through a ton of Underspire tomorrow. Who knows, maybe we can get a third troop. We got the Valhawk. Maybe we can get another troop to go with it. Yeah, I gotta go for this verse. That's the one I need, too. I normally take all of them regardless, but we definitely gotta take the one we actually need. That'd be a huge fail if we accidentally left it there. It wasn't one of our daily thingies, so I kind of did dungeon and then forgot to go take it. If you haven't claimed yours yet, definitely make sure to do so, especially if you need it. Oh, even if you don't, it's still good to stack them up just in case. You never know. Could get really lucky on one all of a sudden. You need 3s? Yeah, it's still my lowest right now. There was a very short, brief time, like about a month or 2 ago, where my verse 2 off stream was my lowest, once again, for like an hour. And then my verse 2 just skyrocketed back up by like 7. Yeah, 3's been pretty much my lowest for about a year or 2 now. It was originally 2. Actually, it was originally 4. Keeps shifting around. Yeah, what are our deed numbers up to? Let me go check right now. Where are deeds? Deeds. Oh! 2 and 3. Oh, it could happen next weekend. We're only 2 away. I have 13 verse 3s and 15 verse 2s. And somehow exactly 64 verse 1 and 4. Wait, when did these even out? I didn't realize this evening that has occurred. My verse 4s have caught up to my verse 1, which was my lowest one at one point. So yeah, they can completely 180. It is definitely possible. Verse 4 was my original lowest verse number, and is now my tied highest. If it gets one more, it'll actually be my highest ever, overtaking my long-standing verse 1 as my highest. And verse 2 and 3 are kind of fighting for the lowest spot now, with verse 3 doing it for the longest amount of time. But there are events where verse 2 actually dips to my lowest now. We haven't actually shown it on stream because it keeps happening off stream, but this has dipped below that number. And maybe it will this weekend as well. We'll find out. But it's kind of funny that both these exactly 64. Like double 64, double 14 pretty much is where we're at right now. Well, we'll see where we are by the end of next vote weekend. Which means I have an excess of like 50 for both my other 2s. I have excess of 50 for both 1 and 4. And the other 2 basically had 0 if I was to use all of them. But anyways, guys, I'll catch all of you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Of course, Vault Weekend, not this weekend, by the way, next weekend. Not to confuse anyone. Vault Weekend is next week's weekend, not this week's weekend. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye, everyone. And thanks for watching.